So I said, let me ask you a question. And he said, nobody ever asked this question. And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. Very smart. Over the seas, and it comes right over our land. And then they want us to have clean. I say, wait a minute, we're going to be clean, but it's all flying. Just remember that. Does that make sense? I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight, and you're in the boat, and you have this tremendously powerful battery, and the battery's now underwater, and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. Sir, how do you do it? How do you wake up in the morning and put on your pants? By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. United States Seal Company. Just this week it was reported that an illegal alien, and you just look at this, what's happening. Master Lock closed down. I used to use Master Lock all the time. When I was a little child, I'd take Master Lock. I'd go and lots of nice little puzzles. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was. People are pouring over. It's sort of known as Steak Mountain, State Kill, but it's certainly not great for your climb. Your climb, they call it climate. You'll be saying, please, please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it. You look great. Thank you, darling. Also, we have many Azerasians in our room. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted, or do I jump over by the shark? I don't like mosquitoes.
I don't like mosquitoes. That's my favorite part. Your climb. Welcome back, everybody, to a very special episode of The Voice of Reason. I am Jeremy Baker. With me, of course, as always, is Mike Felito. This is our 1 year anniversary episode. I cannot believe that we've been on the air for 1 year. So here's what we came up with for the show. We thought we'd spend the first few minutes talking about ourselves a little bit, how we met, how we came up with the idea for this show. And then we're going to go over some stuff that we're pretty proud of. Our work with the activist group Stop Moms for Liberty, which I believe Liz will be hopping in here in a little bit. And we have a ton. I don't know if I'll be able to get through them all, but I promise I will try a ton of our favorite videos. Some new, some old. And we're just going to get into it. We also have some announcements at the end and what we plan here for the future, what our plans are for hopefully for next year or for this next year, assuming Donald Trump loses and we're still on the air.
There won't be any airwaves if Donald Trump wins.
If Donald Trump wins, you're going to be watching a lot less YouTube because let's be honest.
Well, no, how about this? You will be watching a lot of very patriotic content provided by the United States Propaganda Network because that's what you'll get.
Yeah, that's going to be nuts. All right. So
it's funny because we want to talk about where we came from a little bit, where we want to go. But I think it's important to understand that it's clear, if you've been watching us for this past year, our main goal is to make sure Donald Trump does not win the presidency again. So for all the few haters we have out there that think we are suffering from a very acute case of Trump derangement syndrome, no, we just want people to know how nuts he is. So, you're going to see some Trump videos today because, let's face it, that's what dominated everyone's lives for the past 8 years, let alone our first year on the air. So,
no kidding.
A lot of them are fun. We're going to make fun of them.
Right. Yeah, no, a lot. Most of these are on the extremely sarcastic side. There's not too many serious videos in this episode. But there's Liz. What's going on?
Haunting the backstage.
Right. So a little bit about us. So I don't even think I've told Mike the story because I always sound like a crazy person when I tell this story. So 3 years ago, February 20th of 2021, it was like right after the insurrection. I was already out of work because of COVID and all that stuff that was going on. And it was snowing one day really bad. And right around the beginning of February, I fell and broke my leg, like snapped it. And then that was like the beginning of February. A few weeks go by, I'm laid up on the couch. And I'm literally sitting there just stewing in my own misery. Life's not going very good at the moment. We all remember how COVID was. And I'm sitting on the couch with my leg up in the air in a cast. And I had this just idea, like I don't know, you call it an epiphany. Some people like a
Lightning has
spiritual
struck my
awakening.
brain.
Basically, it's hard to explain without sounding like a madman. And I had this idea, like I just knew what to do. And I'm not a writer. I'm a high school graduate. You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
Addison.
I have a rough grasp of the English language, but I ended up writing a book. And then the book ended up leading me to social media to promote the book, where I met a lot of interesting people, including Mike. So I was on another podcast, working on that show as a producer and a co-host for about 9 months. And
It was that long? Holy crap.
for the whole time for me it was, yeah. But after about 6 months, I've been following Mike on Instagram. I reached out to him like, hey buddy, you ever done a podcast before? I think that's literally what I asked you.
That might have been. I should have looked it up. We should like scroll back and see what our first conversation was.
I'm pretty sure that's what I asked you.
That
Hey,
was
man, you ever-
basically it. That was the gist of it.
Yeah, and I literally reached out to Mike because I really enjoyed his memes that he used to make, or that he still used to make, that he makes on Instagram. And yeah, so Mike came on the other show that we were on that will remain nameless. Yeah, because that ended ugly for various reasons.
Some things grow from not so great things. That's all we'll
Yeah.
say.
So Mike came on the show and was so prepared, and I was so impressed. And we had a lot of the same, I guess, like thought processes.
Yep.
And it seemed like we researched a lot of the same sources, or we had a lot of the same sources and all this stuff. And from there, it just kind of grew from that. And then once we
Yep.
started our own thing, I left. I texted Mike. I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm starting my own thing. You want to join me? You're like, yes. Okay, let's go. So we had an idea. We wanted to do a show that was political. We wanted to do activism. But we also wanted to have some fun. So we lean heavily into the sarcasm as well, because there's a lot of channels out there that talk about politics, and it's not exactly very exciting. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of it's very analytical.
It's important.
Very,
like
it
information
is.
is
It
boring,
really is.
but it's still important.
Yeah. Started last year this time with 84 subscribers. And managed since then over last year, forged through, and we're up to about 2,400 now, which I'm extremely.
2.44 right before the show.
All right, we're over 2,400 now. I think we're almost at 2,450 now. Largely in part support of people like Tennessee Brando from the Midas Touch Network, who posts a lot of our videos on his channel. Because yeah, we've been grinding through this. We've never had a budget. We started with 2 laptops, some cameras, a microphone, and since then have upgraded a lot of our stuff to try and put together as best content as we possibly can. Before podcasting, I had never edited a single video. 3 years ago, I didn't even have a Facebook page. I was not on social media. I was not into politics. Even when I wrote my book, I was not into politics. I probably couldn't even, off the top of my head, I know this sounds crazy, but name the 3 branches of government. It had been so long since I had thought about anything related to the government or politics. All I knew.
Yeah, but it's a perfect example of you getting inspired by what's going on around you and feeling that you don't necessarily know what is worth doing, what you can do, but you found a niche and you followed it. Like that's.
Bro, I got
the whole
so
point.
fucking mad about Jan 6 and how downhill the country, because I felt inspired when Obama was in office. I wasn't into politics, but I had seen that there was some improvement. You could see there, you know what I mean? We had stability for 8 years in this country, and then Trump came in, and oh my God, in such a short period of time, this guy just destroyed everything. And I started paying attention to him, and this is when I knew immediately I disliked him, because up until then I wasn't paying attention, I promise you. Was the North Carolina incident when he said there's very fine people on both sides. That one I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Yep.
That's not right. But
and my brain tells me this is bullshit.
Right. I'm like, that's not right. Like, how could you possibly say that with a straight face? You know what I mean? And then even then, still after that, sorry, my nose itching here. Even after that, I really still didn't pay attention to politics. But after Jan 6, I really just something in my brain just clicked. Like I just had to get involved. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to prove to people that a nobody like me could do something important and maybe influence a few people in a positive way, you know, along the road. even though I've had my own, God knows my personal life is a
Hey,
dumpster fire, but
yeah, but everyone's got their shit, dude. And I think
right.
you're a perfect example of you could still have your shit, you could have had shit, and there always will be more shit, but that doesn't mean you can't find something to do to make the world better or to try and help. And I think that's the important message.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you 100% there. And we wanted this show, we want to be about bringing people together. You know what I mean? Minus the MAGAs. I'm sorry, you're excluded
Yeah, we don't
from
want them.
this one. No, we don't want that. But we're
X
all about
magas, X
right.
magas will entertain because that means you have something that
Right.
clicked and we probably could have a meaningful conversation. But if you're still a MAGA, die hard, you know who you're voting for in November, just
Mhm.
stick to the troll bin. We don't
Right.
want you.
Because I have to believe people can change. Because I was not always like this. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm an example of that. You can change your life completely. Even if you're taking a dark path like I was, or
Yep.
some of these things are a little more hard to forgive because some of these things that they've done, I think, is unforgivable.
Of course.
In my opinion, some people are just misguided and are not getting the facts from the right places. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
again, Fox News still is the most watched news network in the country, which is just mind-boggling. But yeah, that's so a lot of people don't really pay attention like we do. But they should. They really should, because there's a lot at stake this election. But all right, so let's get into some of this stuff that we wanted to talk about. First, actually, I think I want to bring Liz on for a few minutes since she's in the background here, so we can
Yep.
talk to her. She wanted to hop on and say hello. Now, Liz, for those of you who don't know, founder of Stop Moms for Liberty, activist group working nationwide to fight against the fascist hate group Moms for Liberty. She has been a believer in us since we had 84 subscribers, if you can believe it or not. Why, I do not know. Or a bunch of
Well,
couple of foul-mouthed, sarcastic assholes, but for some reason she
to
just
be
loves us.
fair, I don't want to get into too much of let's just say Liz's first experience. I will say that it was on a previous project that we were working on, and
Yeah,
I think one of the catalysts to Jeremy and I realizing that we needed to do something the way we envisioned it with the people that we wanted to showcase and respect was an incident that we felt led to disrespect towards Liz.
yeah,
And the fact that she still, when we reached out, were like, hey, can we try this again? And Liz has been not only a constant supporter, but a source of inspiration for us. And she's taught us things as a teacher. She's very good at that. She just wedges in the lessons here and there. And I think before she even gets on, and I can't say things to certain people's faces because I might get weepy. Liz is one of the best people we know, and we can't thank her enough. So let's thank her in person, actually.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Liz.
Good. Welcome back on.
I feel like you're my children.
Oh,
I'm just
Liz.
grown to love both of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
thank you,
We're
Liz.
just a couple of strange
I
guys.
don't even remember that history, Mike.
You were on. We arranged an interview, and it was like
How do you not remember that? I was so
Remember,
pissed
like
off about
that
it.
interview happened late, and it droned on for a long time, and then it never aired.
Oh, I don't even remember it. See?
Oh yeah, and we were like,
you must have. It
nope.
was so bad you actually blocked it from your memory.
Oh no. Now I'm a pretty good judge of people. You don't live for decades and not have that as a well, actually I won't say that, but I have a good talent for knowing good people and non. And my first thought was that you guys remind me of ZZ Top, a band from my youth. And I love that you look like you should be Trump supporters. And I've said that before. I mean, you've got beards, you're, burly guys. And I just love that you're a little bit atypical.
Yeah.
And even in the comments, one of the things says, oh, it's so nice because you're reasonable. That's all we need in this country.
That's it.
To be the voice of reason. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. And you guys have provided a platform, not only for Stop Moms for Liberty, but for other groups, other people to have a say. And I can't thank you enough. I mean, you were very complimentary of me, but it's definitely a symbiotic
Well,
relationship.
Well, you've brought
well, I was
you've
gonna
brought us a
say,
lot of guests. So
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of the shows we wouldn't even have had without you. So
well, that's
um
the whole point. Is we like we've said, we always want, and Liz said it too. It's about bringing a voice not just to people and
Yeah.
groups that maybe don't always get a voice, but I think it's about showing how you build a community of
Mhm.
those voices. We all, and everyone that we've had on the show that Liz has introduced us to, and Liz herself, we all have views that we agree with. I know we all have views that we might not 100% agree with. I'm sure
Right.
I'm extreme in some of my views on religion, education, whatever, but we
mhm.
also are a perfect example of people that it's just obvious for us to get together and work for the common good so that we all can benefit from a functional society, a functional government. And the only way that you do that is if you embrace and you champion all the voices. It's
Mhm.
really not that hard to just
Right.
listen to other people and get together and build a community. And that's what, you know, I'll say it again, Liz. You really, I think, provided a proof of concept for us. Your continued
Mm.
support has always been like, all right, you know what? If Liz, who is doing something such serious work,
I know, right?
okay, I mean, you were an educator and still are your whole life. You've dedicated your life to enlightening people, to instilling the love of learning in children and adults. And you see that there's continued value in working with us and you trust us with your message. So that has always been something tremendous for us. That has
Mhm.
always kept us motivated.
Yeah, we've texted each other like that stuff before. Like if she likes us, like we're like
We
Ooh,
confused
do.
about it.
We
Like
do.
she likes us. Like she's
You've got a guy commenting that is
I know.
typical of why this work is so important.
Yep.
Um, you know, I don't want to live in a troll world. I really don't.
I know
If
it's
you
getting
don't have
old.
something nice to say, just shut up.
I know.
Wait,
Mind
wait,
your
wait.
damn business.
See, here's
But
here's where we differ. Liz likes to encourage us to let the trolls be trolls, but I want to hear Jeremy laugh about this one in particular.
oh my god.
You have a very less
Really?
than straight male voice, Jeremy. I just want you to know that. All right, that's the last we're going to show of this goofball. Until he effectively actually insults someone, we're going to let him keep trolling because we have some amazing followers that'll take care of him for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will
But
not give him any more airtime, so don't bring any
no.
more of his comments up.
So
And I joke because he says, "Ooh, way to reach out to undecided voters there." Interesting. If they're still
yeah,
an undecided voter,
You're an idiot.
yeah.
there's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if
Also,
they've
You're
listened
not
to this
paying attention.
podcast.
Yeah, you're really
also, if
not paying
someone
attention.
asks, "What about the straight white Christian male viewers?" I think you're not undecided. I'm pretty sure we know who you're voting for.
Right. And this is guy. I mean, let's remind everybody that the gentleman that likes to insult people is supporting a man who just spent 12 minutes talking about Arnold Palmer's dick.
Come on.
You can make fun of my voice all you want, buddy. That's what you support. That's funny.
Well, but it's
So
true. And Liz, as an educator, you've seen your fair share of bullies, and we've talked about this most of the time that you've been on. Isn't this just an example of like the bully getting the praise that they so deserve? Like we have spent 8 years rewarding the bully for being a bully because we're afraid of the bully. And I
mhm.
think what we've been trying to do, and Liz, what Stop Moms for Liberty is about in a nutshell, is stopping the bullies. And I think our view of things has always allowed us to work together in the
Mhm.
way that our goal is to just be like, you're an asshole, shut up. What you're saying is just mean for mean's sake.
Or
Go
false.
away. Yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
all straight out false. Let the adults in the
I can
room.
actually handle mean. I mean, I've
Oh
had, a couple of
yeah,
years now of being attacked every day pretty much. I can
yep.
handle mean, but if you're untruthful, that like goes against everything.
Oh yeah, I had a guy call me the R word today
Yep.
on Threads.
Threads.
So my response was, "Well, I hope you didn't like your Threads account. This is not Twitter. I just reported it for hate speech."
Yep. Well,
Which
it
is
might have been
obviously.
Elon Musk. You don't know. That could have been Elon.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on Elon Musk. We
Maybe
will be
Richard
talking
Hardy
about
is
that.
Elon. Could be.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's actually looking for a lot of attention. So, you know.
Yeah, no, he like
I
my
feel
favorite
sorry
thing
for
about
him.
trolls. My favorite thing about trolls in general is the amount of time they're willing to waste just annoying other people.
Yes.
And when I look at our show, and I am so proud of the fact that we've grown fairly large as far as a subscriber count in the amount of time that we've done, is that we have managed to acquire people. That this guy has been on here since we started the show, so we're talking 20 minutes. This
I
guy's posted more
know.
than anyone
Thanks
else
for the
in the comments.
involvement, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Either
Yeah,
he lives
like
the
thank you.
troll or he's
You're
actually
literally
watching.
helping the algorithm.
Yeah, thanks
So
for the view. Thanks for the
maybe
view.
I hope this is Elon Musk also. Thanks, bud.
Or stick around and pay attention because I have tons of videos to show you of why you shouldn't support Donald Trump. That are fairly obvious that the guy's brain is pudding at this point.
Yeah.
But Liz, we do have tons of videos to get into. So do you
Awesome.
want to stick around for some of the videos or do you want to hop off?
No, I'm actually going to hop off. I've got some family stuff I'm doing today. Yes,
Okay.
Hopefully
people on
good.
the left have families, and
Right.
we honor and cherish our families.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What?
And
No way.
I love
That's
that.
not the narrative, Liz. Liz, that
I
is a
know.
lie.
I know, right?
I know. I believe in America. I believe in the flag. Oh no.
I know
Uh-oh.
exactly. All right, Liz. Well, have a good rest of your day.
Well,
Thanks for
thank you
hopping
guys,
on.
and
Thanks for stopping
congratulations.
on.
Yep, and
Keep
thank
up
you
the
so much
work
for all
and
your support.
be on again
Thank you.
soon.
All right.
Have a good
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
afternoon. Goodbye,
Bye, Liz.
Richard. I'll pray for you.
See
Bye-bye.
ya.
Hi. I love how his
All
name
right.
is Richard. Like,
I
did you
know.
pick that? Like, is it a like? I'm not gonna go there because I have class. No, I don't. But I'm not gonna go there.
Oh my god. All right. So let's start getting into some of these videos. We do have two of our favorite Trump speech moments. Which one do you want to play first? I'll let you pick.
Does it? I don't know which one.
All right, we have corn is not a liquid or very large faucet.
I love corn. No,
right.
let's go in chronological order.
All right, we're gonna play. This is Donald Trump explaining to people, adult people, that corn is not a liquid.
We have more liquid gold and wealth under our feet than any other nation. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas, more liquid gold. Well, I just met non-liquid gold. You know where it was? Iowa. It's called corn. They have, it's non-liquid. That's much. You have more non-liquid gold. They said, what is that? I said, corn. They said, we love that idea. You know, that's a pretty cool thought, isn't it? That's a nickname in its own way, but we came up with a new couple of words for corn.
Like, now I know.
And that was
man.
like
So
the beginning of the
normally
year.
we watch these videos, we make fun of them, and then I
Mhm.
start ranting because it always pisses me off. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to make fun of the fact that that guy is so fascinating because all the things that he says, hey, did you hear about this? Did you know this? We just made this up. It's all a tell of him just learning things that he never
I
knew
know,
before.
right?
Now, did you? We have liquid gold. I just made that up. No one made that up. You just said it because you're like, wow,
caravan.
this is a new thing that
Have you
exists.
ever heard the term caravan? I made that up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, he said that.
All right.
Well,
So
also,
we
he's
have a
also
lot
the
to get
father
through.
of IVF. I don't know.
He
If you
is
heard
the
that one.
father of IVF too. I forgot about that. That's another good one. All right, and then here is him explaining that apparently in Canada there's like a very large faucet that they could just turn on and like solve all the water problems.
So you have millions of gallons of water pouring down from the north with the snow caps in Canada and all pouring down. And they have essentially a very large faucet. And you turn the faucet, and it takes one day to turn it. It's massive. It's as big as the wall of that building.
How have I not AI to mean with the faucet?
And you turn that, and all of that water goes aimlessly into the Pacific. And if they turned it back, all of that water would come right down here and right into Los Angeles. They wouldn't have to have people not use more than 30 gallons and 32 gallons. They want to do that.
There you
they're trying
go,
to do
people. Solving all the water problems by turning on the very
Donald
large
Trump,
faucet.
known for his intelligence in civil engineering. Yeah, okay, guy.
I know, right? So moving on from our very favorite speeches, we do have a Trump supporter. Richard's I don't like this video. We do have a Trump supporter montage And just I would like to remind everybody, it's a warning that these people vote. Keep that in mind.
Well,
Obama is playing Sleepy Joe Biden in a mask. George Woods, the actor, is playing Sleepy Joe, trying to wake people up.
wait, so they're both playing.
What does woke mean to you? You're 18. What does it mean to you?
Just something that's not smart. I think people they're not smart.
I don't believe in the climate.
Even after seeing like the hurricanes and the floods and the erosion.
Well, have you heard of HARP, where they can control our weather?
Well, we all know about the 2020 elections and what kind of went down.
Love
and
that.
We just follow a lot of non-mainstream media.
This is all about being a
peaceable demonstration.
We're all in. We're done. We will fight. We will join the militia and we'll fight back. So,
Really?
Yeah. America's gearing up for the fight.
Sir, why that's the right.
Flag you got. I believe that's Bobby Boucher's mom. She's aged poorly. Gotta get out of the bayou every once in a while.
Oh, by the way, everyone, if you have any questions you want to ask us, Richard, we probably won't respond to you, but anyone else about anything, like honestly, this isn't one of those AMAs within reason. I mean, we're not going to get like really gross, but ask us anything you want.
Right.
Just keep in mind.
Well, yeah, nothing perverted, please.
Well, if you ask us something perverted, I'm going to give you a weird ass answer. It might not be true or not.
Send it to me via private chat.
No, we did not solicit private chats.
No. I'm just
Does that deserve an allegedly?
I'm joking. No. All right. So the next thing that we want, the next thing we want to talk about is the one thing we've actually been exposing since day one of our show is Project 2025 and Donald Trump.
You brought this to my attention more than anything.
I was obsessed with it when I first met Mike. And
before
now,
it was mainstream, you were just pouring this into my skull all the time. You're like, dude, look at this video. Dude, check this out.
Well, I first found out about it about 18 months ago. And I've been, ever since I first started reading it, I actually did a podcast, actually before the last show I was on. I forgot I was on 2 other podcasts. So we did a show on that. And, ever since then, I've been wanting to do nothing but just dig deeper into it. And I'm glad we did, because all the stuff that's come out about it, especially over the last few months, holy God, like it's a lot worse than people know. Like if you get the highlights from like the news and all that stuff. When you dig deeper into it, oh man, it's bad.
This is why I love the people that watch our show. Just read that.
What?
Like, just read the comment.
First
I love it.
Dickhead. Good. That's really good. But yeah, the Heritage Foundation, we feel, is behind all of this. All of this. I mean, obviously, they've fed Donald. We know Donald Trump is not read.
He can't read.
Right.
He can't remember anything. So really, think of how easy it is to just get that guy to go along with anything. You're like, yeah, we'll get all the conservatives to vote for you. Great, I love conservatives. Yeah, we'll make sure it's real easy for you to transition. You got everyone to back you. It's all about you, buddy. They are pumping up the naked king, right? What is it? The emperor has no clothes. They are just inflating the sky like a Macy's Day, Thanksgiving Day balloon.
Yep.
And he's that dumb.
And then once JD Vance came on board, we found out that he's personal friends with Kevin Roberts, who runs the Heritage Foundation.
And he's still doing stuff with them. He still shows up at their functions.
I know. That's so bad.
That's the only thing the Heritage Foundation does is be the architects of Project 2025. That's literally their function. So if you know about the Heritage Foundation, if you've spoken to the guy in charge of the Heritage Foundation, the words Project 2025 is good have come up, and you've been like, yeah, sure, that's great. Whether you listened or not, Donald, that's not our problem. You're helping it.
But we knew immediately once they said JD Vance was on board, and Kevin Roberts said he had a big old smile on his face. He's personal friends with him. I mean, Kevin Roberts is the one that said it. We knew immediately that this is the plan. JD Vance is the plan. Donald Trump is old and decrepit and obviously falling apart mentally. So what they're going to do and probably almost immediately, is because Donald Trump thinks he's going to get in the White House and get all this power, and his family is going to rule forevermore. And the heirs of his heirs are going to be the ones that take over the country. No, J.D. Vance will be president of the United States almost immediately. They will invoke the 25th Amendment. It is 20.
Happy birthday,
it is Kamala's 60th birthday. Which they will invoke the. I gotta stop reading comments while I'm talking. It makes you lose track.
I know. Sorry.
They will invoke the 25th Amendment. They will get Donald Trump out of there almost immediately. And so whether and then we're gonna have J.D. Vance and Heritage Foundation and their Nazi plan, their Nazi agenda. Because let's not call it what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore. That's what they want to have, and that
they are the Third Reich.
You're right. Once they gain power and do all the stuff they want to do, I mean, Donald Trump's talking about turning the military on Americans. He just doubled down again on his enemy from within. Yep. He actually said anybody that does not support me is that. So there's about 275 million enemy from within, according to Donald Trump, because the minority of you guys are the ones that support him. The masses of
the loud majority, you're the annoying minority.
Right. So anyway, I'll get off track there for a little bit. But one of the things we all want to expose is once again, this is one of the videos I made for this show, is just tying Donald Trump to the Heritage Foundation. So here's Donald Trump giving a speech about how he knows nothing about the Heritage Foundation in this Project 2025. And then him speaking at a Heritage Foundation event, praising Heritage Foundation.
Your organization is named the Heritage Foundation because you understand that our glorious heritage is the foundation of everything we hope to achieve. Like some
put words together
on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very.
You can't even count them.
All of them, you know who they are.
You literally know them all.
Left, okay, you have the radical left and you have the radical right, which is why we need the help of the Heritage Foundation and everyone here tonight to get our tax cuts. And they come up with this. I don't know what the hell it is. It's Project 25. He's involved in Project. And then they read some of the things, and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme.
Whoopsie.
I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. And they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy.
No, you didn't.
Oh, did you, bud?
No,
I would like to point out, again, that man was not hit by a bullet in the ear.
No, and I actually cut the video out. I forgot. I actually had the video where he's like, I heal fast. Oh, do you, dickhead? You're 78 years old, and you're in terrible shape. And you want me to believe you heal fast from a fucking bullet wound? Kiss my ass. I'm sorry.
It is convenient. It is convenient and lucky for America that the person who is the smartest because his uncle went to MIT and he heals the fast because his bullet heals wounds can just vanish.
Yeah.
He's also the most intelligent, the funniest. He's got the best body. We have in front of us, people, the greatest human being that has ever lived in Donald Trump. And I don't understand how people don't see how he is the obvious choice to lead America right into the dumpster fire that he created.
Yeah. You can't even stay awake. The guy literally shits himself and falls asleep at his own events. And people are like, we love you. You're the bestest thing ever. Oh my God, this is driving me nuts. But
thank you, Addison. The best hair. He's got the best hair.
Oh my God. How did we forget that? He was actually talking about He actually stopped one of his speeches in the last couple of days because he looked up and saw his hair in the monitor. He's like, oh, I don't like that. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, this guy's cooked.
Well, we know he is a fan of Arnold Palmer, if anything. So,
he's a real fan of Arnold Palmer, apparently.
You know why? I'm going to do it.
12 minutes, buddy. 12 minutes.
See, if Donald Trump was clever when he was talking about Arnold Palmer's
I don't think I'm even talking about my. Never mind.
He's not even funny enough to make a joke, like a golf joke. That's the funny part. This guy is obsessed with golf. He's clearly obsessed with golfers and their clubs. And
Yeah.
all he had to do was be like, Arnold Palmer is such a great golfer that his 1 wood is like a 5 wood. See, that's how you make a joke about Arnold Palmer's clubs.
Right.
Anyway.
Right? He's like, I just got to tell you.
I've been working on that one.
He's all man. I'm like, oh, dude. Why did you say that out loud?
I don't know. It was fascinating.
Intrusive thoughts or just like verbal diarrhea at this point. Okay, so all right, one more serious video. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to the funny stuff. Okay. Because I had a lot of custom edits that I've made over the years where I cut movie clips in. I have one really good one I made of Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the funny shit she said over the last year.
Let me tell you, I think one of the important things that, Jeremy, I don't even know if you did this intentionally, but I'm going to give you the subconscious credit that I always like to give you. These videos that you picked and put today are going to perfectly encapsulate the people that we're talking about, because you can't remember all the dumb shit that these people have said just within this year. Don't forget, we've had Marjorie Taylor Greene for years now. But remembering all the dumb, crazy, insane, dangerous crap she has said is impossible. So you've put together these compilations that really show the evolution of nonsense and stupidity of some of these characters. So I'm very excited to watch them.
Yeah, I was excited for this show. Like I have 1,800 plus videos in my library right now, and that's just from the past year. And I've deleted a lot over the year too. I narrowed it down to
what did you say? 1,800 videos?
Yeah, 1,800 clips I had. And like I said, that's actually after deleting a bunch when I transferred them from one.
And I know
to the other.
Because we're both the same. Your classification and organizational system is non-existent garbage because we both try and look for shit constantly. Yeah,
yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best. I got to work on that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I lost my train of thought. But
sorry.
Yeah. Going back to before I get off on a tangent there. The Kevin Roberts threat that I wanted to bring up. This is the one thing, the last serious video I want to play, and then we're gonna get into some fun. But this, I just something's gonna happen. Like Kevin Roberts made a threat about the Second American Revolution. Like I just have this feeling, just from all the stuff I've read about it, that it's gonna happen after the election. Because I'm pretty sure they know Trump is going to lose.
I'm not even saying that they're openly talking about it, but you could tell the language they're using doesn't take into consideration a man who is degenerating faster than a turd in the sun. Like this guy is melting, and they're talking about these grand plans and all this future talk. Donald Trump is not going to last mentally, maybe even physically, the length of another term.
No.
So, get ready for the 25th Amendment, folks, if Donald Trump wins.
Yeah, so let me play this Kevin Roberts War Room clip, and then we'll get into some funnier, we'll bring the mood up a little bit. But I just want everybody to, just a reminder of how just evil these people are. Like, who would make a threat like this? And I don't know how this guy's, this is, like, again, the question we always ask on the show is, like, at what point is this treason? You know what I mean?
In spite of all this nonsense from the left, we are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. No one in the audience should be despairing. No one should be discouraged. We ought to be really encouraged by what happened yesterday. And in spite of all of the injustice, which, of course, friends and audience of this show, of our friend Steve know, we are going to prevail. Let me speak about the radical left. You and I have both been parts of faculties and faculty senates and understand that the left has taken over our institutions. The reason that they are apoplectic right now, the reason that so many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
See that?
Oh,
right on. Thank you, brother.
There it is. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Really appreciate all the support from everybody. But yeah, that terrifies the living shit out of me. Because I believe there's going to be chaos after.
Well,
I have to believe that Kamala Harris is going to win. I don't trust the polls. I think the polls are complete bullshit. Because I try and use just logic and common sense. I mean, Joe Biden won by 7 million votes the last time. Kamala Harris has way more support than Joe Biden ever did.
Joe Biden never convinced anyone from any side to jump ship. The people that were jumping ship were abandoning Trump and the Republican Party. Kamala is convincing people, holy crap, the left could actually be what they say they are. Oh, wow, let's go listen.
With every interview, every time Donald Trump loses or opens his mouth, he loses support. Fringe support. The core base is always going to be there, obviously. No matter
dear leader is dear leader to them.
Right, their fear is more like I call it like I see it. But anyway, I just don't. I don't like the threat, especially from somebody as powerful and well connected.
Well, what really
they want power. They want power. Heritage Foundation. I'm sorry, they want power. That's the whole point. They've been trying since the 1980s to get into the White House, and this is their best possible opportunity. Not only you got Vladimir Putin helping, now you got Elon Musk helping. I read today that Mike and I might actually be right about the P tapes, but apparently Vladimir Putin may or may not have blackmail evidence on Donald Trump. Allegedly. So
I got it.
All right.
The P tape. Okay. The PP date.
So yeah. But yeah, I just don't like the Heritage Foundation at all, man. These people are
what really scares me about that clip you played, and it scared the shit out of me when we first came across it. He doesn't say there will be a second American Revolution. He says we're in the middle of it that will remain bloodless. So let's take a brief second to really understand what he means by that, because these are people that, while they are exceptionally duplicitous and they will not say exactly what they're doing, by being so stuck in their own high and mighty estimation of themselves and what their mission is, their divine mission, they're telling you what they're doing. If the second American Revolution is already underway, then they are doing something to take over the existing government and replace it with something else. They're telling you that since the American Revolution, the second one, is happening now, they're doing something. Well, what are they doing? And if it's bloodless, well, if it's not a direct physical assault, then they're using either legal or semi-legal or nefarious means. So which is it? You're admitting you're already in the middle of a war. That guy has said on record that he is part of a coup that is currently happening.
Yep. And now we always say the insurrection never stopped. Also, the second American Revolution, he could be referring to as if Donald Trump were to win, because Donald Trump is talking about using the military against its own people. So if either way you want to look at it, this threat is not good for a mass majority, hundreds of millions of Americans. Not good at all. So, all right. Sorry to bring the mood down there a little bit. Now we're going to get into some of the fun stuff, like Donald Trump's mathematics.
Oh, God.
This is where he first unleashed, I think, this massive number of 107% of illegal immigrants are taking the job. Or no, I'm sorry, 100%. Wait, what was
100%? 107% of new jobs were taken by illegal immigrants. The implication being that your friend, neighbor, son, aunt, cousin, or you yourself who have gotten a job since Joe Biden has become president, you are an illegal alien. Congratulations.
You may want to check your immigration.
Because 107%, if he said 100%, that's what that would mean. So they're creating jobs just for illegal aliens is basically what he's saying.
Yep. And this, I believe, so the RNC event, which was a complete clown show. Oh my God, that was nuts.
By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens.
They took our jobs. Yeah, they took our jobs.
And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population.
They took our jobs. They took your jobs.
Can't stand
because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population.
They took our jobs. They took your job. They took your job. Your job.
And they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it.
Are they?
Thank you. Thank you. I like you too.
I believe a white person in the audience just yelled "Blacks for Trump" because I don't
The
think
blacks.
already.
I love the
Unless there
blacks.
was-
They're so
there
black.
Maybe one went to the RNC because it was like the whitest event I've ever seen. Actually, pretty much all of his events are.
Well, that's like all the pictures. I mean, there have been so many examples, and to be fair, it's probably the same group of people over and over again. But I have seen so many pictures of like booths at festivals or rallies that they hold, where it's like a Blacks for Trump booth, and it's literally a bunch of white boomers in Blacks for Trump merchandise.
I know.
Are they? Wait, maybe what they're doing. See, I figured it out because I have the clarity of being a leftist, so I see things very, very weird sometimes. I think what those people that are the Blacks for Trump supporters, they are actually saying we will provide Trump with blacks once Trump is president and we get slavery back. Because don't forget, Donald Trump recently said that if he's president, he'll get rid of the Department of Education and he'll punish states where schools teach about slavery. He said that. So maybe that's what the Blacks for Trump is. They're going to start providing offerings in tribute of black people to Donald Trump, the Führer. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. So then
tell me that's not an unrealistic thing in the world of Project 2025 and mass deportations.
Right. And I know I'm white and I know I get, but I don't understand how any black people support Donald Trump. Like, stop. Because he says stuff like this. This was at the Black Conservative Foundation, Federation, doesn't matter. But this is him trying to win over the black voter. Here you go.
And then I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. Mike. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see?
Oh, no. You don't want to do it. I guarantee I want to do it. Think about your mama, man.
I'm being indicted for you, the black population. I am being indicted for a lot of different groups.
Crazy shit that Trump said.
Think about my mama. Think about your ass. Think about what your mama say. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle. It's all right.
Razzle dazzle. I love that movie.
One day we are going to do a Friday filmography retrospective watch. We're going to do that.
Good. Yeah. And they told me watching movies was pointless. Now I look at all the beautiful clips I get to make use of.
Yeah, but think about how depressing it is. All the clips you're using are only usable because of the absolute bullshit stupidity we've experienced in the past 8 years.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll hear Donald Trump say something stupid. I'm like, oh my god! A lot of the stuff
I have a clip for that.
I think the movie I use the most is definitely the Idiocracy, though, because it blends.
Well, we're living it, so
yeah, it is real. It is real, and it's not happening 500 years from now. It's happening like right now.
What's the other one? Don't you have the other clip? The other one where a certain anchorman is interjecting in between.
Yeah, that's later on in the show. That's a good one.
All right.
Oh no, you know what? No, we can play that now. We can play that since we're on the topic here. We called this the beginning of the end. This was the Donald Trump speaking at the NABJ conference or event or interview. I don't know what it was exactly what it was called.
Yeah, that was the one where he was rushed off a half an hour early because he was like the most racist he's ever been.
That's right. Or I think they started asking him about Project 2025.
Well,
like,
no,
let's go.
He was late. Wasn't he late because like they were still arguing about fact checking him or something like that? And then he said they started the event late. It's just God.
They were blaming it on the equipment, like Donald Trump's classic thing that he always does.
Thank you, ITTT.
But we're pretty sure that Donald Trump thought NABJ stood for National Association of Black Jobs. It's just a hunch. But let me show you this video I made it because this is perfect. It goes perfectly with Anchorman too.
Oh no.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
Black.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black.
You're black.
Jesus, just stop.
And now she wants to be known as black.
I'm terribly sorry. I
love
don't
it.
know why I can't stop saying black.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always
But you know
identified as a
what?
black woman.
Black.
Stop.
I respect
historically
either
black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear.
Black. If I don't say that,
Like,
Even says
that is
the same.
absurd. How perfect. How absolutely perfect that whole scene was, like, destined
Yes.
to be used
like,
for Trump.
oh my god, it's so bad.
Oh my god.
Man, I have another one where Donald Trump, or no, that's at the NRA rally. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break from Donald Trump and talk about somebody else we've talked about a lot on this show. Marjorie Taylor Greene. This woman needs help, man. Not only did she go publicly state that the government controls the weather, knowing damn well she works for the government. How absurd that is. I think she really believes that shit. I think she believes everything.
Well, wait. This is the grand logic of the government controls the weather, orchestrated this, orchestrated that, is behind everything. They're evil and spooky and control everything, but they're too stupid to do anything. Which one is it? Oh my god, she's the queen of that. She'll make an appearance where she'll, in one sentence, be like, the government is inept and stupid and incapable of doing anything, except, of course, controlling the weather and diverting hurricanes. Like, come on.
Now, think about this. Her and Elon Musk are currently spreading the same debunked conspiracy that cost Fox News $800 million. If you haven't heard, Marjorie Taylor Greene went on with Alex Jones, and Elon Musk is out in public like a madman running around for Donald Trump. All right. On behalf of Donald Trump. So hopefully it's like some kind of guilt by proxy. Just something.
How about this?
Actually saying that Dominion machines are flipping votes. Oh my God. That is like radioactive. Why would you say that? This is why I think Elon Musk is in deep shit. Doesn't know what he's talking about. And I read today somebody that used to work at I forget, I think it was Twitter, because before, obviously, Elon's been a long time user of Twitter, and they said that Elon has no understanding of how elections work.
Well, he doesn't understand how tariffs work, how water works, how elections work, how liquid gold works.
Yeah. Well, Trump, I understand, but Donald Trump or Elon Musk, I mean, talking about Dominion voting machines flipping votes blows my mind.
But you know what the problem is? Nothing's going to happen to him.
You're going to get sued for it. There's already
nothing's going to happen to him right now. But let's not forget, they're already starting to, and I don't know how official it is, but look into the pact that is with Elon and Donald. So if you have already entered in some sort of financial / legal / campaign arrangement with a candidate, when you, as the richest man in the world, are handing out millions of dollars every day from now until the election to buy a vote, that is a real thing. That is a real thing that's happening right now that Elon Musk is doing. How is that not just campaign interference, but breaking several other campaign laws?
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the public, if anything, is lost complete hope in Merrick Garland. Jesus Christ, bro. What are you waiting for? They're like criming out in the open. You have video evidence. What else do you need?
This is evidenced. This evidence is how bad his campaign is going. And it's either how bad that they told him it is, or he's so terrified he's uncontrollable now. But you have crimes being committed. Like, we're going to cover it Tuesday. There's another hush money cover up with Stormy Daniels from Donald Trump. Like, that's not bullshit. That's a real thing. With 17 days, I think it is, as of now, or 16, something like that, you're going to see crimes that we have never imagined that you would ever see out in the open because there is no option for him left. He is now a terrified little bully that got punched in the mouth enough times so that he's so scared that he will do anything he can to win. And that is crime, because in an American system of democracy, when it works right and ignoring the Electoral College, the whole point is you have to win an election. Donald Trump can't win one fairly. So he's going to do anything he can, and it's going to get worse, and we're going to see it.
Got way off topic. Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's when we started this whole rant. Wow, that went way off topic. But here's a montage of some of the dumb stuff she said over the last few years. Man.
This historical evidence is overwhelming that the founding fathers intended impeachment to be used to deal with the commission of indictable crimes and the abuse of power.
They want to know you're eating a cheeseburger, which is
indictable.
very bad because Bill Gates wants you to eat his fake meat that grows in a Peachtree dish.
Not only do we have the DC jail, which is the DC gulag, but now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police. The Democrat Party is the party of pedophiles. The Democrat Party is flat out evil.
Lord, please God, don't make me scrub clothes in a bucket and have to hang them out on the line when we switch over to wind turbines and solar panels. I mean, how absurd is this? I like the lights on. I want to stay up later at night. I don't want to have to go to bed when the sun sets.
The deep state, the media, and the Democrats have really called for President Trump to be assassinated for years. We are just mortified that they did actually try to do it. But I think I'm just using my common sense, like most people are, seeing everything they've seen. We don't buy the lie that they're laying out.
So you're talking about the biggest cover up, far bigger than anything that ever happened in American history.
Yeah.
Far bigger than Watergate.
Marjorie Taylor Greene on Russian propagandist, paid Russian propagandist Benny Johnson's show, insinuating that there's whatever, dude, whatever.
I mean, the problem is that we've allowed people like Marjorie Taylor Greene is that person that sits on Facebook and believes everything she sees from her great aunt who sends it because her sister's neighbor knows that their grandson had a roommate that saw this on Facebook, and then they just push it out to everyone. Yep. Marjorie Taylor Greene believes anything that in any way supports her narrative and her existing belief about the right, the left, whatever, because she is fueled by her own ignorance. Like, you're a sitting senator. I'm not saying the word indictable isn't goofy the first time you've ever seen it. It's not obvious, since our language is messed up, that the word indictable looks weird. But if you are a sitting member of Congress, you really, especially if you're about to read off a law, maybe you should make sure that you know how to pronounce the words that are just, common.
I'm pretty sure the indication is her that she's reading with her freaking finger, like a
that's true.
Like a kid in fifth grade or something like that.
Well, wait. Here we go. This is a great question. That's exactly it. How do you get to become a senator? Because when you spend decades destroying public education, that's what No Child Left Behind did. Because it said the only thing that matters is math and whatever. And let's face it, our math scores are garbage in this country. But they stopped teaching civics. They stopped teaching history to the extent that we are creating little functional citizens. We're not. We're creating little drones. And those drones, without the benefit of a robust education that teaches them how to think for themselves, believe stupid shit. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who appeals to the people that believe stupid shit. And then those people keep voting against their best interest because they don't understand how anything works. Now we have Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Unbelievable.
She's dumber than
if she gets reelected,
crap.
If she gets reelected, I've lost all faith in the state of Georgia, and I have.
Look, I think she might, but there are other MAGA candidates that are going to have a very bad day on election day.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to get crushed.
I think Ted Cruz might be losing his seat. Can you imagine that?
Whoa, yeah, I know. That's a big one, too. And his opponent destroyed him on the debate stage. Made him look stupid.
My God. We should do a video on that. We really should, because that was a masterclass in exposing gross, disgusting MAGA hypocrisy, like right to his face. Oh, it was so beautiful.
So who remembers this moment from the last year where Donald Trump, or this was, it came out in the last year, it's probably from before that, but Donald Trump bitching that his people don't stand up and stand at attention for him like the people do for Kim Jong-un.
Because yeah, that's compulsory, and they just, or that's just impromptu, and they just love their dear leader so much they're not afraid they'll get sent to concentration camps.
Right. Again, I don't know how this guy's still in the running. It's a shame. Like only in America can a guy be ranked the worst at what he does. Literally will rank the worst president in United States history. Like you don't rehire your worst employee. Like who does that?
I didn't think of it like that.
You don't.
Oh my God.
Like you had somebody never showed up for work. They're always out playing golf. Just a complete idiot. Doesn't know how the job works. Doesn't understand how anything works. We're like, yeah, let's bring him back. Like, how could they not?
That's amazing.
Yeah, how could they not hitch their wagon to like a better candidate? They had so much time to back away from it, so many opportunities. But I think
that goes to show you how many people
is going to be the worst decision they ever made, because this will destroy the Republican Party. Because let's be honest, it's not the Republican Party anymore. It's not the party of Lincoln. It's become this very fascist, Hitlerish
thing.
Call it whatever you want, but it's
a
the
movement.
Republican Party after this is going to have to probably rebrand itself completely.
Well, you know what really scares me? I mean, we could have a whole episode on this, and maybe we should get some experts in here on like political theory and political history, because, like you said, the Republican Party is destroyed. Whatever's left is a MAGA cult. But you still have people like, for example, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham has no principles. He just wants money and power. He doesn't give a shit about women, guns. If it would keep him elected and keep the money rolling in, I guarantee you every pro Second Amendment senator and congressperson would be like, oh, I hate the Second Amendment. Let's get rid of it. They're principleless, I don't even know if that's a word, grifter. So when Donald Trump is gone, when he's in prison or whatever the hell happens to him, still going to be the MAGA infection left. But like, what is the old school Republican Party going to be like? Okay, we welcome back Liz Cheney and Anna Kinzinger. Sorry, we messed up and let the lunatics run the show for a while. Let's be responsible Republicans again. Like,
I know, right? But this is who they've decided to elevate. And again, we don't think Donald Trump, even if he does win, will be in office for very long. But this is what he expects of us.
The bleach.
Are we close to seeing Mr. Kim here at the White House?
Could happen. I mean,
they talked about that yesterday.
I think it's something that could happen. Yeah. Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean, he is the strong head. Don't let anyone think anything different. Right. He speaks, and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
And there you go.
When all you want. See, this is the problem. When the president of a country says, I want my people to stand up and show respect to me like that dictator does or has, that's a problem. The person who's the president of the United States, they're not your people. You are their president. See, that, again, tells you everything you need to know about Donald Trump. He's not in this for public service. He's not in this to help anyone but himself. He wants a display of worship at his feet.
Yep.
That's
That's all he
gross.
wants.
That's gross.
It really is. So, all right. I was going to say, this is the last video that I made. It's kind of an evolution of the Haitian migrant lie that Donald Trump started. And I was going to say it's the dumbest thing. Actually, I think I did at the time say it was the dumbest thing any presidential candidate has ever said in the history of humanity. But again, I spoke too soon, because now Donald Trump is telling people they're going to ban cows, or well, the Democrats want to ban cows and windows. So that definitely takes the #1 spot. But this is a close second. But this started at the debate.
A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And illegal Haitians, and he came in, illegal Haitian migrants taking over a beautiful place. It was so beautiful. I'm angry about young American girls being raped,
Like he's been there and
sodomized,
seen it.
murdered by savage criminal aliens. In Springfield, Ohio, 20,000 illegal Haitian migrants have descended upon a town of 58,000 people, destroying their way of life. They've destroyed the place. Now they have 20,000, and I actually heard today it's 32,000. It's the new number.
You just made that
the
up.
American
Like,
media
how dumb are
totally
people?
ignored this
Literally.
stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it
if
wasn't
I have
just a
to
meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to
Oh,
the
what now?
suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do.
She wasn't saying you make up fictions and pretend they're facts. You bring other facts to bear in the debate that are being ignored. And that's what he was saying. And I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants taking geese.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Somebody said it. I thought Trump would have said it by now.
Who's going to say it?
He's gonna,
well, you know why he's going to say
coming.
it? He's going to say it for one very important reason, other than he's a fundamental, despicable, bigoted racist.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't understand the difference between any social group or anything. He literally just sees white people and black people. So Haitians, whatever identification they see for themselves doesn't matter. He is using the same language about the rape and the sodomy, right? It's very important to understand that he's using the language that was used against black people in Jim Crow. Used to see this all the time in the hysteria, right? How about this? What was it? Not the satanic panic, the one for marijuana back in the day. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Reefer Madness.
Yeah,
Reefer Madness was all about scaring white people because the black people were using this scary drug that would make them rage-filled and chase around white women. That's what Donald Trump is doing. Again, he doesn't understand that that's the evolution of it, but he just knows if you scare white people and make them terrified of black people. Back in the day, a lot of white women were like, oh shit, I'm scared of black people, I'll vote. But as we're seeing, a lot of white women nowadays are realizing that maybe I don't have to vote the way my stupid husband used to force me to vote or expect me to vote.
I think
but Donald
that's
Trump's
gonna happen a
racism
lot,
comes from
too.
a long line of American racism. It's the same talking points. It's the same bullshit.
I have to imagine there are some women out there that would not dare tell their husbands that they're not voting for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Regardless. Maybe they're
Well,
married.
what about
to
that
one-
lady
well,
that's like, my husband died last year and I'm voting this year for the first time in my life because he didn't let me vote.
That's
I
crazy.
wonder who she's voting for.
Yeah, no kidding. So, all right. That's pretty much all we have for this episode. We do have some big announcements. Well, one big announcement. We have merch. We do actually have some merch. Let me pull
You
it up.
might have noticed.
Yeah,
Jeremy's
so we
wearing
do
one
have,
of our shirts.
I am. I actually have this one on. So we do have the Activism with Attitude shirt, long sleeve and short sleeve. Should be able to get hoodies, pretty much anything made for it right now. I haven't set it up on our store yet. And then we also
We're
have the
getting
one
there.
I'm wearing right now, morning response day ignorance with sarcasm. I always wanted a shirt that said that. So
No, we're very excited.
Yeah, so we even have decals and stuff like that. So I thought they were pretty cool.
You know, the reason we wanted to do merch with, actually, Jeremy and I were talking about this
that we have
before.
merch.
Yeah, it's besides the fact that it's freaking weird. I told him it's weird to see him wearing our shirt right now. That is very surreal to me. Look, we are not doing this because we figured out a quick gimmick to be some influencers and we want merch to be rich. Would we love to do this full time as our jobs and be able to really engage with the material, the sources, the interviews? Would we love to do all these things? Yes. The only way we can is if we make enough money to be able to transition from what we've been doing our whole lives to this. And we know that that might be a pipe dream. Absolutely. But that's not going to stop us from trying. So we want to make sure that we can keep doing this, keep putting out more content.
Right.
And we also want to be able to have something for community members to show off their support for us. So we have been working with this for a while, and we found someone who we are so happy to work with. And it's a really great little business. I know Jeremy has more information on that, but we can't wait to put out the merch just because we think it's hilarious that we can wear our own merch, but we really want people to be able to take pride in being in the community that we are all building together.
Yeah, definitely. So, and we do, we want to do, I would love to do this full time. And it would, you know what I mean? And I'm at the point in my life where my kids are grown. So if I'm ever going to do it, now's the time to do it, really, for me.
Yep.
Because the problem we're running into is that we're only able to do this twice a week. So Sundays we do lives, and then Tuesday we record like 4 back-to-back episodes, and then try and spread them out throughout the rest of the week. But things happen so fast.
Yeah.
And reporting is so fast anymore that, sometimes we'll make something on Tuesday, and by Friday, it's almost irrelevant. And it's like, all that work for nothing, but it is what it is. So we'll just we'll forge ahead for now. We'll forge ahead.
It's always been more than a hobby to us in our intent. And
we've never gotten paid for this. I mean, we've done this every week for the last year, just because we felt like it was necessary.
I mean, look, we have a lot of fun doing it. This is, I would say this is a hobby, but I think Jeremy and I have always looked at it as something that could be more than a hobby because, when you have a job's a job, you're like, whatever, I just do my job. But when you get to sustain yourself, and that's all we ever would love to do. We're not trying to be, the richest people.
Oh yeah, no.
We want to be able to live comfortably, support ourselves, our families, and do this all the time. Meet even cooler people, get a better look.
Long term.
Yeah, look.
Go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say long term. I'd like to get us into the same studio because I think it'd be.
That would be amazing.
Definitely make for a better show if we could be in the same room. But I'd also like to build a network of actual contributors. People that want to make content but don't know how to podcast or don't have a platform or whatever, but have a strong message. You know what I mean? We'd like to be able to do stuff like that where they're sending us.
Look what Addison said.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome. Hi, Addison's
thanks
grandma.
for watching.
Welcome.
All 3 of you.
No, I mean, this is the perfect segue into like a little bit of a discussion on what we see the future of the show is, which is really all we're trying to support. Like you started to say, the most important thing, the reason we've always talked about the voice of reason, it's not our voice. Because we look at this as we're trying to meet people and we're trying to help people get their stories, their messages out, which is why we can't wait for Donald Trump to disappear, because we can't wait to focus on better, more fun content. We're always going to call out insanity and make fun of bigots and racists and talk about what's a threat to all of us. But we really want to be able to spend more time and get more encouraging stories out there. We want to meet activists like Addison, like her whole family is like something we have so much respect for because they are true activists. We want to meet more people like Liz. We want to meet more people like the amazing friends we've met. And the only way to do that is to put out more content, spend more time doing it. We want to do more live shows. We're going to do one for election night, but we would love to just every time there's a debate, every time there's a big event, every time there's a State of the Union, get on, do live streams, talk to people, have conversations.
And then once we can also do on location stuff. I'd like to do that. Protests, cover important events at the same time. I mean, the sky's the limit if we were able to do this.
We'll take a boomer correspondent. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, we got the whole family over it. We're gonna have the whole family making videos for us. Yeah, so that's the end game. That's the goal. Like I said, we'd like to, just see how far we could take this. This past year for us has been a lot of fun. It's been hard. It's been hard because I like to, if we were able to spend more time on it, we'd be able to do more detailed topics, like really dig into a lot more stuff. Because right now we're both working full time. We both have family. You know what I mean? That we have to spend time with. So, and we have to research for the show and edit and prepare and all this stuff.
Well, I think we
spend
so much time,
a lot of work
in the news. Like, I would say, I don't know that it's detrimentally affected us hugely, but there are times where both of us have been like, no, I need a mental health day because, I can't imagine what it's like for the people that are real journalists that are doing videos several times a day on the hottest topics, really in-depth stuff, to be able to have to live in this insanity with Trump and the Republicans and the religious right and Christian nationalism and the election, it takes its toll on us. So we spend a lot of time looking into these stories and looking into these facts, and it messes with us sometimes, but we love doing it because I've always been a political junkie. Jeremy has absolutely turned into one. So, I mean, we just can't wait to do more and more things. Like, and if you guys have topics that you want us to cover, you know, not necessarily like, oh, did you see that video this week? We'll probably catch that and talk about it. But if there's like interesting topics or something you want to bring to our attention, we will put some time in behind the scenes to build a cool episode around it. So again, that's the point. This is a community we want to build. So we want your input. Just message us. You could mention it here in the comments during the shows. You can mention it to us on Instagram, DM us, however you can get to us. Email us, do whatever you got to do. We want to know what you want to see, what you want to talk about, people you want us to try and reach out to. I know Sheldon has been trying to get Michael Moore on for a good part of this year now. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
That's the stretch. I don't know if that'll happen, but we're hoping the next year will be, we'll see how far we can take it. First year has been really good to us, and we're willing to put it in the time and effort to build something. And we're proud of what we built. We really are. With, you know, considering we haven't had the means to really do anything. It's been a struggle for a lot of it too, like equipment wise. Technical difficulties are insane.
We're always fighting with that behind the scenes.
I am our tech department.
Yep.
And somehow I don't know how that happened because I didn't even own a computer before all this.
Well, that, you know, I'm gonna be slightly weepy here, and I just want to thank you. The amount of work you put into making videos is like no. It's
I enjoy
really
it though. That's the thing.
Well, it's fun because you even said, you know, you have grown to like really enjoy doing the editing of it, almost like it's a hobby now for you. But like, no, you put so much time into this and so much effort, and we wouldn't have what we have without you putting all that effort into making videos. So,
well, I think
people need to know that
this is definitely a 2-man operation. That's for sure.
Well, it's funny how dumb we are when it's just
has been.
individually. We're like, nah, show, I don't know what to say. But as soon as it's both of us, we're like, all right.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works.
I don't know.
I think it's just a mental thing, mental creative block or something. But that's all we have for today's show, everybody. Merch will be live on the store here. I don't know. I would guess next week or two.
We're working on that.
We're working on it. Yeah, just gotta get some of the proper information to get it set up properly or set up correctly. So yeah, other than that, I always forget to say this halfway through the show, but we got so much to cover. Please like and subscribe if you like the show. I'm sure the one guy who's been getting slaughtered in the comments looks like is not going to be subscribing.
He's been quiet for a little while.
Probably got a thumbs down from him. No big deal.
Got a thumb up
we'll be back on. We'll have new content coming out this week. We're recording session Tuesday night. I edit Wednesday morning, and then by Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, we have videos coming out. So keep a lookout for those. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And like always, we'll talk to you soon.
A man in possession of stolen classified documents makes a call. The call is to a high-ranked Russian official and former KGB agent. The official has received secrets from this man before and is eager to hear more. The man makes a second call to the official.